Good afternoon, men and brethren, and welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to do a little bit of soldering. I've got a bunch of leads here that I need to solder up a bunch more. And I made this little solder pot the other day, and I'm going to be dip soldering this stuff. This is just a piece of about 2.25 inch OD tubing, and one of those little caps, the little weld-on caps that the guys that build fence use. And I just cut me off a little piece of tubing and welded one of those domed caps on there. Looks pretty nice, or at least I think it does. And this is just lead. I've got a buddy that drives roundy rounder cars, and he happens to have a cousin who is owns a scrap yard down in Arkansas. So anyway, I called up Will and asked him if he could sell me some lead, and he said he had a little old chunk, so he gave me some lead. And that's what this is. It's just lead. I don't know what the alloy is, where it came from. I don't know if it's wheel weight lead, battery lead. I don't know. It's lead. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to heat this up the torch, get it good and hot, and then we're just going to take some. This is just plumbing flux. Just flux up your stuff with just a dab of plumbing flux. Dip her in there, and boom, it's soldered. It's really great for soldering up these eyelets. So we'll get this put together. I'll get the torch on, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've been heating on this for, I don't know, half of whatever song's been playing on the radio. And kind of what I've discovered is the way that been able to tell if this is hot enough is if it's kind of shimmering like that, and if it does that when you tap things and shimmers like that, it just kind of makes the whole puddle dance. If it's that hot, that's hot enough. That's pretty scientifical. Now I'm just going to scrape off some of the dross. I don't know if this is called dross or dross. The crud. Now, like I said, this is just plumbing flux, and it don't take much. Get her fluxed and gently. So there we go. Easy peasy. Now I did try this with ruby fluid, and ruby fluid works just as good or maybe a little bit better, but not everybody can find ruby fluid. So plumbing flux is everywhere. So I tried plumbing flux, and it does work really good. You can kind of almost do this without fluxing, but it don't work worth a hoot. I am trying to use some safety precautions here. I got my leather boots on, a fire-resistant polyester blend shirt, and of course safety glasses. Okay, it's starting to go cold. You can kind of see how it's balling up. Here in a minute, we'll get us a big, it'll kind of look almost like an icicle. There we go, or like a candle dip. If it's doing that, it's too cold. It needs to be heated up a little bit. It is kind of pretty when it does that. So anyway, I'm going to stop here and heat this back up and continue on. If you all have any questions, ask them in the doobly-doo. Other than that, this is about all I wanted to say on this one. Just a quick little tip on a soldering pot, or dip soldering. So anyway, y'all drive safe, watch for deer.